I have to tell you, I talk to a lot of CMOs that feel like they don't have a seat at the table, the C-suite table. They feel like they're an imposter. They feel like they're viewed as one of the largest cost centers in the business. They feel like they're as good as their last lead. And what you defined there, just in your opening, and I love how you termed it, nobody over 300 interviews with C-suite executives ever said, if you don't understand your customer, you die. So I love the drama behind that, but I 100% agree. It's go back to marketing 101 or just go to market 101. Understanding your customers is the most basic thing. We've been told so many times. Forrester came out a few years ago with a customer obsession study and found that only 3% of us are actually customer obsessed. Just 3%. McKinsey had a study just a few years ago and said that less than 15% of companies actually use the voice of the customer in their strategic decision making. It's absolutely incredible. It's not done regularly. We all say we're customer focused, we're customer obsessed, but it's how we put it into action. And you have a ton to say on that. So I want to get into that really quickly here. First off, you threw it in lightly, and I want you to explain a little bit more that marketing isn't about promoting services as much as it is about creating customer value. And as an organization, we know we need to do that. And AI has done two things. Our clients expect more value than they have ever had before, and they expect it quicker. So unpack a little bit that marketers, we're not promoting services, we're creating value, and how that transition has happened.
Well, I think only a few years ago, we would look at a customer and we would love to get the customer on board, right? Today, when I look at a customer, I don't see the person per se. I see the project and the struggle they are in. The reason why I do it is because challenges have taught me that's the only way you get them to listen. And for good reasons, because who would ever buy 10,000 hours of somebody if you cannot tell them that you're actually going to deliver value in the end? It's the old crafting around marketing where you discuss MQLs or SQLs. But when does it actually convert? In a company, especially the consultancy business that I'm part of, you have so many touch points with a customer. In the organization that I've been part of, you would have 20 line of context to a certain customer. If you don't use it tactically in the right way, you will be stupid today, right? Because everything matters. It's getting tougher to get through the crowd. That's why you have to be very persistent and tactically about how you go to market. And the old campaigns where you just shout out across the ocean and hope that somebody listens, nobody falls for it anymore, right? I would say we all learned it the hard way, didn't we? Because at least for somebody like myself who grew up in the business, today is about a qualification game, and it's to be super curious about your customers every day through and through. And how can we get in contact with them and have conversations, not just in the technical room. And in my line of business, the consultancy business right now, many or maybe all of us are pretty focused to get at the board level, because that's where the decision stands, especially around AI. It has moved up the ladder. Only a year ago, it was still in the technical area that you would discuss these projects, but it has become a strategic business decision today. I think the missing link for many organizations is still, like you pointed to yourself, the board, the management team hasn't really got their arms around what the value of AI can bring. So if you want to sell AI projects, you can talk the technical language, but you certainly have to understand the business impact and discuss that too. And that you can defer over to the marketing game. You have to speak so many languages to us with so many people with different opinions and connection points. So yeah, it's not an easy game anymore.